See, a few faces have turned up today. How are you all doing? How you doing, Mazzy? Long time no see. Thank you very much for the kind gifts, as always. So, I hope you're all doing well on this quite rainy Sunday. I don't really want to have a halo, but let's get this over a little bit. Tidy this up. So, how are we all doing on this lovely Sunday? Sweet. How are we all doing? So today, what have I been doing today? Today I was actually, as you can see, doing some face sketching. Yeah, that's all right. Don't worry. It's easy. Don't worry at all. It's not a problem. And glad to see you're okay. And what I'm going to talk to you just quickly. It's just going to be a quick one today. I'm going to take you through some of the fundamentals of head drawing. Milan, well, long time. It hasn't been a long time. I think I was on yesterday actually. So I don't know where you were, but I was certainly here. Artificial, how you doing? Yeah, I've got a few people turning up now. A few people. So who's interested in drawing faces today and understanding some of the fundamentals that, even as you can see, I sit and practice. As you can see here, I've been drawing. I drew a few faces this morning, looking at different types of eyes, and obviously drawing faces at angles. These are looking really nice. I seem to draw the same female face all the time, but that's okay. For me, I wasn't in the line. Exactly. Yes, I haven't seen you for a while. So if you like what you see, please hit the share button and hit the like button. It's going to be a short one today. However, if you want to draw along, you can draw along, and I will share some cool little tips with you. And feel free to ask any questions, or in fact, ask any questions now about what you can see, and then I can possibly demonstrate what I've actually done. So I'm going to leave it in your hands. So feel free to ask any questions about what I've drawn. And thank you very, very much for the follows already. That is much appreciated. So, has anyone got any questions about what you see here? Anyone got any questions about that? I'll leave it to you. I'll give you a moment to write something. Well, Annie, I'm not really... This is the wrong tutorial, Lima. I have to say, I'm not mixing the tutorial because I was concentrating only on the face. Next time I'll do one on the hair, because I haven't done one for a while. But it just depends on what I study. So I don't want to steer people in the wrong direction, and then they land here and then we're drawing hair and they're expecting the face. Do you use... Yeah, I suppose yes and no. Yes and no. I use both. There's another method that I use as well, but it's based loosely on the Loomis method. Yes. No, I'm not doing the torso. It's just the head, the face, the head. Only doing the head. I want to use realistic. I don't know what that means. I want to use realistic. Is realistic a package? I'm not sure. Artificial, you have to check my what do you call it? YouTube. Look at the torso YouTube videos. That will help you. If you want to do realism, then I would suggest you start the basics first. You have to perfect the basics before you get into realism. That's what I would say. Other than that, it's just going to be a very, very frustrating exercise. That's what I would say. How you doing, Memeves? Watch live. Okay, good. Okay, well, what we do is I'm going to draw I'm going to draw a face. So everyone got a pen and paper? What's the time now? So we've got roughly around half an hour. So it's going to be a quick one. So, good. Draw. We've gone over this before, but as I said, you can't do this enough. You cannot do this kind of stuff enough. And as I've explained to you before, you have to learn to think three-dimensionally, right? If you don't think three-dimensionally, you're going to get stuck. Like here, this is the basic shape that I would start with when I'm drawing the human head, right? And when you start to understand that, that's when your work will really start to take shape, because you understand the fundamentals of what you're doing. So let's just draw this male figure, almost comic-like, quite a wide neck. And basically what you have to understand is, good. How do you learn to draw? You watch me, Lily. You can watch me. That's how you learn to draw. It's a good place to start, is with me. So what you have to understand is, as you can see, when I started this, I'm going to do it in steps just for you, Lily. Step 1, I started with a spherical object with a side. Step 2, same object, took part of the side away and the center line. Step 3, same again, center line, and then I drew a center line here. Step 4, I think this was a step, these are the steps, but you can do this in this type of, what's the word I'm looking for? Sequence, that's the word I'm looking for. This type of sequence, and then I added the jawline. So these are the 4 key steps that you can follow to draw the head. You're going to have to find out on I'm not mixing the live. I'm not mixing the live. It's only about head drawing today. I'm curious. I've just started going to art school, and I'm curious of how much I'll improve. Okay, good. Not drawing the neck, not drawing the back, not mixing the live. The neck and the back you can find on my YouTube channel. That's where you can go for that. Not sure how many times I'm going to have to say that today. Not sure. Hope I don't have to keep saying it. Hey, I'm good, Silo. Thank you very much. How you doing? How you doing, AMX? Kim, how you doing, mate? Yes, I'm from the UK. And I am an art teacher. How do you draw eyes? We're focusing mainly on the head. I'm only focusing on the head. Sorry. Only the head. We are only drawing the face. If we get round to drawing the eyes, then we will draw the eyes. But if we are just focusing on the head. I want questions about the head. How long have I been drawing? I've been drawing seriously for the last 11 months. No, Kathy, of course you're not a lost cause. I am not much younger than you, Kathy. Would you believe it? And I don't think I'm a lost cause. So anyway, right. So I'm just going to keep going. Right, as you can see here, I've constructed these heads. Yes, seriously, I'm drawing seriously. I've been drawing seriously for the last 10 months, since December last year. So I've always drawn, but now I'm focusing and really going for it now. So that's why I say 10 months, because I've always kind of in and out. But now this is what I did this morning. This was my training this morning. And as you can see, I draw everything, well, not everything, but I've drawn this with the green Bic or Caran d'Ache pen, so you can see what I do. Yeah, I was well, I don't have this particular one because I didn't film this one, but I was hoping to do it during this one here. I was hoping to go over the head and study the head today. Do you have? Yes, I've got some on YouTube. You have to subscribe to that and you'll find loads of tutorials there. So, any questions about what I've done up until now? Oh, you're also a teacher and ready to go live. Ah, yeah, I'm not going to discuss the setup because then I've lost people because I've told people what the setup is. It's simply TikTok Studio. But I'm not going to give a tutorial on my setup purely because people bounce when I start talking about da 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 da. Do you see what I mean? So I'm gonna say it's TikTok Studio, phone, computer. That's all I can say about that. So has everyone drawn what I've drawn here? Does anyone have any questions about these steps here? Yeah, sorry, Cable. It's because, yeah, I've done that before, and you try to be good for everyone, and then people bounce, and that's not great. It's not great for me because they're not expecting a tutorial on how to set up your YouTube or your TikTok. So how do you draw the nose and the eye? I want to talk a bit about the face first. Is everyone, we have to do this in stages, because if we just start jumping into the face, then if you're looking for specifics on the face, say for example the nose and the eyes, you can find those on YouTube, guaranteed, specifically for the nose and the eyes. Today is just about the head, and then obviously we will talk about the eyes, nose, and so on. However, the core is the head. Good, I'm glad it helped you. I don't know which one it was that helped you, but I'm glad it did. And if you like what you see, even though I haven't done anything yet, I've just been answering loads of questions. You love my art, good stuff. I'm glad to hear. So right, how did I construct these heads? So you could call it the Loomis method, but it's pretty standard that you've got other people that have a very similar method to Loomis, but that seems to be the most popular. So these are the 4 steps that I took to draw up this face. I tell people all the time that you should construct a T shape. Say for example like this in the middle of the head. Right, so we've got this shape here, equal distances from here to here. So these are all equal. All distances here are equal. So this is what we've got here basically. Right, I think what you mean, well, you're talking about the eye sockets and the cheek, right? So what I would suggest you do is learn to draw the human head from the front first. When you start to understand the basics of how to draw the human head from the front, this will help you understand where everything is. And I personally believe that you should try to learn how to draw the human skull. And once you start to understand the skull, you start to understand. I'm just going to draw one up quite quickly here, just to show you what I mean. And then you can use this as a comparison for when you want to actually draw your faces, because you know exactly where everything belongs. like for example here, I'm quickly constructing the human skull, like so, and then I add the jaw, like that. So basically what that is, as you obviously know, we've got the teeth here and the chin here and so on. Let me just hatch that up quickly so you don't get misled as to where and what everything is. See, so that's our skull. This is a simplified version of the skull. So when you are thinking about where to locate the cheekbones, because I've constructed this skull like this here, I know exactly. Let me do it again here. I'll draw another one a bit bigger. Because I've got the information as to how the skull looks. Right, so this is what I'm thinking about when I'm drawing. I'm now going to grab a red pen and show you what I mean. In fact, let me just add the facial details very, very quickly. Let's just add some facial details. I know exactly where the eyebrows belong. This is the cranium. The nose is, let's just do a small anime type nose, and the mouth and so on. So I've literally just drawn up a head, and now I'm going to show you basically where the skull would be. This would be actually the shape of the skull underneath our human head. So that's why when you understand how to draw the skull, you can draw the head, as in like that. Do you see what I mean? So, faces. Yes, how you doing, Meg 10? Yes, this is what I said earlier. The guidelines between the eyes and the nose. That's what it looks like, a T shape. So if you look at that, it looks like a T shape. If you construct your face and have this in mind, you have to be very cognizant with regards to where everything is, how it's structured, because you have to understand geometry as well. You have to understand the center. You have to understand 3D shapes. Then you can place, if you haven't seen my eye drawing tutorial, you need to check that out on my YouTube. Then you can place your eyes symmetrically, and then you can create your faces quite geometrically initially, but this is just to help you understand where everything is. You're always going to have to adapt things and change things, right? Depending on the character that you're drawing. For example, if you're drawing Jinx or someone from Arcane, the proportions are going to be totally different. So you don't get locked into these proportions. It has to be the Loomis method. It doesn't have to be, because not every character has the same facial dimensions. But this T shape helps a lot, because then even if I'm drawing a face at a 3/4 angle, I still place that T shape to help me place where everything belongs. So let me just have a little look. I think that helped you, Aguranika. I think so. Art class. Thank you very much. I'm not talented. I'm hardworking. I'm not very talented, if I'm honest. You never thought of it in that way, Mary. Yeah, well, when you look at it, it does work. When you look at it, it does actually work. This is why I don't like to say this is the Loomis method. For me, it's just logic that when you're constructing the human head, that if you're talking about symmetry, you are also talking about logical human lines. So that's how I see it anyway. These are the guidelines for the nose and mouth here, straight down. And I don't know if you guys know, but does anyone not know the distance between the two eyes? Do you not know the distance between the two eyes? Let me know if you don't know. I don't know how to... Comic characters, you just have to come up with an idea. Find inspiration by watching Disney or DC or Marvel. That would help you. How do guidelines... what? I don't know what that means, sorry. Okay, now. Good. If you like what you see, please hit the like button. As you know, I'm offering this for free. And if you like what I'm doing, please join and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm actually recording this one, so if you wish to watch it again, then that will be available on my YouTube, hopefully by tomorrow. And then you can refer to that again and pick up any little tips. As you can see, that's how you use the guidelines. This feels like art classroom. Well, it is actually. And I am the master of the universe. No, I'm joking. I am I'm the teacher of the class today, but it's a short class. Is it hard? Is what hard? Nothing is hard. Well, some things are hard, but some things you have to work hard at. Then they become easier. Yes, I do. I do pretty much everything. But as you guys can see, I'm not only drawing. I'm not just teaching you. I'm teaching myself. I'm experimenting with techniques. Every time I draw something, I have to draw it again, because I'm thinking, how can I make that easier? How can I draw that faster? So this is why I have sheets like this, because I also want to get better and become more efficient at drawing certain things. Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm glad you see it in the same way. Black Sheep Boutique. I have to think I often think about bone structure when... That's what I'm saying, because at the end of the day, it's the foundation to what you're drawing. If I've drawn this face here, and I want to... Let's just... You can see I've got this skeletal face here, but I can quite easily turn that into a person, because I have a nose... Oops, the nose is a bit peaked. I can easily turn that into a person because I understand where the bone structure is. Do you see what I mean? I've now turned this into... I'm going to add the lips very quickly. Lower lip. You can see this is turned into a person. I should have decided whether it should be male or female because it looks a bit masculine. Do you see what I mean? So now I've turned that into a person. And that's why I find it's important that you have a little bit of an understanding with regards to the bone structure. Like that. See? I've just turned that skull into a person. And that's when all of your guidelines kick in and they help with symmetry and so on. I'm sorry, I'm not sure what you mean. We are only drawing the face today, unfortunately. Or the live will just get distorted and then I'm drawing 1,000 things and then it just doesn't help anyone in the end. Is the distance... Yeah, Meg, the distance here is 1 eye, 1, 1, 1. So you've got 3 eyes, basically. 3 eye widths here. So you go You got your T, right? So if I say I'm going this size, then I need to go the same distance here, the same distance here. However, this is not, oops, I've gone a bit shorter here. However, you can distort that. If you want to have really glamorous long eyes, you will change that. You don't have to do that. Right? So don't get locked into it has to be, because some characters have wider eyes, some people have wider eyes, but at the end of the day, that is a good way to quickly recognize where everything should be. And then you have your nose running through the center there. Like so. Oh, 43 message. Oh, wow. Oh dear, I don't even know what that is. I wish you all the best with that. I'm so sorry. How do you draw the guidelines right? Well, apart from just practicing the same thing a million times, that's the only thing I can say. You have to literally draw the same thing a million times. That's the only thing I can say. You have to just keep drawing it and keep drawing it. And then you start to become a lot more confident with regards to where you put everything. I'm gonna, in fact, regular teenage boy, are you still there? Just say yes if you're still there. I will actually help you. Exactly. It takes a lot of time. Just repetition. I can't draw feet normally. Okay. I'm gonna make one exception. I'm just gonna make this one exception. I really don't like to do this. In fact, if you go to my YouTube, you can find a foot drawing tutorial there. Please go to my YouTube channel, Art Walker, and you'll see a foot drawing tutorial, and you'll have me talking like this again, only about feet. I think that's what we're gonna have to do. So please check that out, regular teenage boy. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, this weekend I've been a little bit lazy. A little bit lazy. Well, not lazy, but sometimes I need to take a bit of time for myself. Oh, yeah. How do you draw eyes from another angle? That is how you draw eyes from another angle. But you also have to remember that eyes are spherical objects. They're not flat. If you're not familiar with drawing the head, how to draw the head, this is how you would basically draw the head. As I said, with this T shape, right? And that's how you start to construct your heads from the side. So that's the only thing I can recommend. Drawing the head at different angles, placing everything in the right spot, and then after that, placing your eyes, and then wait until everything is in the right spot. Then you start placing details and constructing your eyes around your head. But that is not high level, but it takes a little bit of work. You have to be patient. And if you don't understand that the head is a 3D object, that's one thing that you have to be very, very, very sure of. And then you can start to change things accordingly. I don't know. I'm quite a hard art teacher, actually. If you like what you see, please hit the like button. There is tons of sheets. Do you mean on my YouTube? Yeah, they check them out. There's a lot on there. I think there's about 50 videos, maybe even more. The hexagon. Well, yeah, I suppose you could use a hexagon, but I don't use a hexagon. I use a trapezium. Perspective, I don't know. You have to just graft it. I haven't even done one on perspective for a while, but you have to graft it. This is a great channel. Thank you, Mrs. Applegate. Excuse me. Do you like Spider-Man? Right. Okay. It looks like. Ah, dear. Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably touch on that quickly. 10K. Okay, yeah. So, I did really want to concentrate purely on the actual face. However, there is a tutorial on the nose and the lips. I will touch on it very, very quickly. So here, this part here, remember our center line is here. And I'm only going to skip over it. We add circle, U shape, and then the nostril. That's how you construct the basic nose. So you have to imagine we have the center of the nose, center line, U shape. But this is very generic, right? You're going to have to vary this. You can add another circle here and here, tilt it. And then you add your nostril. And then you've got your nose constructed. But that is also on my YouTube. You have to check that out. And also the lips is also on my, hold on, it's going a bit mad. The live is going a bit mad. It's going a bit mad. And so with regards to the lips, I usually start, it depends on what shape the lips are. You can start with a line. You've got this center line again. I simply draw a soft V, drop it down, corner of the mouth, and that's how I construct my face, the lips on my faces. Pretty, not basic. I'll do it again. One, you can bend it. I'm going to bend it slightly on purpose. So we've got this center line here. This is where the Cupid's bow, I think they call it, lines up here. And now I'm opening the mouth slightly. I'm not going to go into the mouth totally. Today is strictly a quick once over, and there you go. We've got our mouth, and then we've got it all here. I wish you also a good day. Thank you. And if you're not following, you should. You should be following. And you should also subscribe. If you appreciate what I'm doing, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It helps to keep me going. Thank you to all those that, you found it regular. There you go. And they're all step by step. So take your time, go through them, and you'll definitely pick up something from them. And it's pretty much me. You just see me with a different jumper, maybe with a slightly rougher beard every now and again. Draw Mr. Terrific, and then I don't know what you mean. Sorry. It's going well. Symmetric books. No, I don't understand why people have a problem with the neck. I think it's the problem that you're having with the neck is that you don't realize where the head connects to the neck. If you don't realize that the skull is slightly trimmed here, then you're gonna have trouble with the neck, right? So if you just add the neck here, it's gonna look weird. It's just gonna be a big block. But this is where you have to do a little bit of study on your own with regards to human anatomy, and you have to understand that the male skull, or no, excuse me, not the male skull, the human skull is not fully rounded all the way. It actually does have this cut-off point here, and when you understand this cut-off point here, then you know this is how the neck connects to the skull. That is important. If you don't understand that, all your characters will end up having this weird head because you're not taking a part of the skull away. Good morning, Rosie. How you doing? You're welcome, Black Sheep. You're more than welcome. What kind of art do you do, by the way? I wanted to ask you, do you rate others' art? Well, not really. I haven't been on Discord for a while. I have to say, I've had a little bit of a few days off, really. But sometimes I do pop in. I do like flick through the people that are on my following list, and I look at their artwork unless I'm asked. But I'm not really here to rate artwork because I don't think it's my place. I think you're reading comments way above 2 current ones. I don't know what you mean by that. I think I've gone down the list pretty well, if I'm honest. I wish you a good day. Yeah, I think I've covered that. I think I'm covering the list quite thoroughly. I'm not sure that. Okay, so the comments have calmed down because you have to remember I get sometimes about 40 and 50 comments in the chat. So, and when it scrolls up, I can't read every one, unfortunately. I'm not that good. I'm glad you're happy. Oh, well, so good. Yeah, I've got that. I think I've covered myself. That's funny, Rosie. That's nice. Not sure though. Did I miss anyone's comment? I don't think I did, because usually my cool moderators let me know if I have. I'm just sticking to I'm not going to do hair. I'm not doing hair. I'm just doing the face. I'm just doing the face. So, I'm going to continue because I don't have much time today. Oh, I'm going to do another 5 minutes. So, like I said before, bear in mind this T shape here. And thank you for all of the kind gifts. Much appreciated. Bear in mind proportion. So we've got our T shape here. That's what we've got here. If you don't understand how to draw the human head in different positions, you have to learn that. I cannot teach you that. You have to graph that yourself in the same way you see me doing it here. It's not going to come on its own. You have to be constantly on that. If you're not aware of how to draw the nose, you can join my YouTube, and it shows you exactly how to to construct a three-dimensional nose, like so. You see what I'm saying? So we've got all these cool guidelines telling us where, or guiding us, so to say, guiding us as to where everything belongs. And hopefully we will have the result that we require. As you can see here, using my guidelines, and I've got pretty much exactly what I want. I want a person that is looking to the side, a male. The guidelines tell me where the center is for the mouth and so on. And that's how we construct the human head. You can tag, you know what you could do? Tag me on Insta. Excuse me. Tag me on TikTok. Palu, whatever your name is. Palalu. Just tag me. Yeah, tag me on TikTok. It's better. Do you like Future and... I don't know. I don't even know who they are. Don't even know who they are. Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Tiffany. Don't say that. Okay, I think we've got that. Good. So is everyone getting that up until now? So this is pretty much a very quick tutorial, but as you can see, I've just constructed this head. I will be posting this on my YouTube channel. So I'm going to cut this one a little bit short because I haven't really got the time. I've got another appointment in a moment. But this gives you a good idea as to how you can construct the human head using guidelines, right? And obviously this is a bit of a character. He's got a pretty solid neck. But this is how you can use these guidelines to help you design and build up your skull drawing. I should watch her, Mimi Small. How do you know I can't draw buildings? How do you know that? How do you know that? I don't know where you're getting that from. When I was younger, I was training to become an architect, I have you know. So architecture and buildings is not a problem for me. I was a draftsman, by the way. I was a draftsman. I used to draw buildings by hand. Just heads today. I'm not mixing any lives, only heads. If we touch on the eyes, we touch on the eyes, but I'm not doing these massive 5-hour, can you draw an apple, can you draw a cat, can you draw this? No, I'm not doing that anymore. Not doing it, because then it's just I become Google for art, and some people are not even following me. They're just using the opportunity to get a free bit of tutoring. Do you see what I mean? I'm not doing free tutoring anymore. I'm just doing what I want to do. If people like what I do, then you can follow along. Not a problem. There you go. Exactly. So, I think that's pretty much it for today. As you can see, we've built these faces up quite simply using very basic techniques, but if you don't master these techniques or understand them, you will find yourself getting lost and frustrated. So for me, it's important that people take the time to study these things themselves, right? You have to study these things yourself. If you don't study it yourself, there's no point in jumping on my live and saying, oh, how do you do that again? No, you sit down, you draw it, like I did this morning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 heads I drew this morning. Eyes, I drew a few pairs. Yesterday, look what I was drawing. Do you see what I'm saying? This doesn't come by accident. Yeah, I just sat there today and yesterday. Eyes. That was today and yesterday. So when people say, "Ah, you're drawing eyes again," yes, I will be drawing eyes again and again and again and again and again. And this is the only way you get better. Unless you can just, unless you are a lot better than I am, which is very possible, and you can do it once and never do it again. You never have to do it again. I can't do that. I have to graft everything again, 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 again. I don't even know how many eyes I've got here. I haven't posted this yet, but let's say there's about 50 there. But I'm not drawing them all the same either. My goal is to experiment with them. Experiment with angles, and when I drop the eyelids, what does it look like? What effect does it have on the artwork? Do you see what I'm saying? And then this is one area that I will study then to use here. Do you see my point? Repetition is very important. It's like anything. I don't know what sports you guys and girls do, but if you're a snooker player, you have to practice. You have to practice 7 hours a day. This is, some people are talented, but you can't be talented in everything. Sometimes you have to graft it. Cheers, Uwa Uwu. Uwu. And what would your suggestion be, by the way? Artificial. Practice makes progress. Exactly. Exactly. And making mistakes is also progress. Because at least you're getting your head down trying to do it. So hold on. Type today's subject. So is the image underneath being obstructed, or I'm not sure, because for me it's on the side, it's not over the image. I'm not sure exactly what you mean. Thank you, Gigi. And Mivo, basketball. Not sure what you mean by basketball. The key to being good as Anki is consistently studying. Exactly. And when you start, I'm just starting out. I will say this again and again and again. I'm literally just starting out. I'm studying what I do. I'm looking at this and what I should push this back a little bit, right? I think that's the jaw. I've got the jaw. It's a little bit, the cheekbone is a bit wide here. I'm constantly evaluating it. I'm not just drawing it and just leaving it. Everything that I draw, I evaluate and calculate what could I do? How would I mold it in a different way? Predominantly pen, yes. I do a lot of drawings with pen, as you can see. And I don't use a pencil as a base. I just draw straight with the pen. Yeah, you're right. I'm drawing a... Okay, good luck with that. I don't even know what a Vegeta is. No. Zero reference. I hardly ever use reference, if I'm honest. Even for the eyes, I should. That would improve my work as well. I should draw eyes with with a reference, but I don't. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, but because I don't use it, it doesn't mean you shouldn't. I did draw that Bernie Wrightson image, and I had a reference for that. That's for sure. Good afternoon, V. Nice to see you. And I'm literally just winding this down, by the way. I think they mean to type. It's actually, can you not? It's on my screen. Watch on Art Walker YT channel. Can you guys not see that? It's literally here. Under my neck. Can you guys not see that? That is very odd. I've got that written on my screen. Watch on Art Walker YT channel. And if you haven't subscribed or followed, feel free to do that. And then you can be kept up to date as to what I'm doing. Real life reference is much better. Ah, okay. Ah, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. But chances are, if you join the stream, it's not a million miles away what we actually are studying. I wouldn't join this stream and think we're studying feet. I would kind of guess that it's the head. Good. Okay. Well, listen, I've got to go. I'm only teasing. But I do get people that join and say, oh, what are we studying today? And you're like, really? So, good for you. Good for you. So, I'm going to say goodbye. I've got to go and help someone do something very, very important. So, thank you to all that joined me. I don't think I'll be doing any lives today. I will be studying myself. So, I will be studying some other aspects of the body. So, probably, who knows, I'll probably do some more anatomy stuff, bone stuff, and even a bit of character design. I think I've got a few ideas that I want to work on myself, but I don't want to be distracted by the live, unfortunately, so I'll be doing that off camera, unfortunately. So I'm going to wish you all a lovely Sunday. Good luck with your drawing, and if you draw something and it comes out okay, you can mention me and I'll have a look for sure. Have a great Sunday, people. Take care. Cheers, V and Justin. I hope you had a good weekend. We'll catch up soon. Thank you for your time, mate. God bless.